2012 BMW 528 with a 2.0 twin turbo motor thermostat replacement. I'm Brian Eslick from How To Automotive, and I'm going to walk you through that process. To get started, what I like to do is lift the car up in the air and remove this lower shield. There's 15 8mm screws holding it on around it. So take all 15 of those off and take at least the front half shield off, and then we're going to place some buckets underneath us, and we're going to drain the coolant out. Okay, now that we got it back down, to get the coolant drained, I'm just going to take the hose off here. So to do that, I had to take the snort. It goes part of the air cleaner here. So it just has a couple squeeze tabs. So you'll squeeze the tab and pull it off and kind of move it out of the way. So now you can get to the clip that's here and pull this clip out. So you'll pull the clip out, it looks like this. You don't actually have to pull it all the way out, but when I was taking it, it just popped all the way out. So now when you got that out, now you can take the hose and wiggle it back and forth and pop it off. It has an O-ring in there that holds it on. And then once you do that, all your coolant's gonna dump out. So have your bucket ready to catch it. So after you get the hose off, it took a little persuasion to get it off, a little wiggling and stuff, and to get it off. It was kind of tight, but eventually it came off. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the hose clamp off the air inlet here, and then right down here there's another hose clamp, and take that off, and I'm gonna remove this center section of the air inlet. Okay, now that I got the air duct out of the way, I'm gonna start by removing the hose clamps and the hose here, and then one below it. Remove the hose clamp and remove the hose there. Okay, now that you got the two hoses off, and just tuck them up out of the way like that. I got it tucked under the belt there. Go ahead and unplug the electrical connector that's right here. So go ahead and just unplug that. This has a little squeeze tab on the bottom of it, and pull it, unplug it. Then you're going to take a extension and a torque setup, and it happens to be a T27. And then you'll go from underneath like this and get to the Torx bolts, and you have to look at angles and stuff to kind of see them. And go ahead and remove the two Torx bolts, and then the whole housing should come off. Okay, one of the reasons why we're changing this thermostat is because, as you can see, the oil inside the coolant there. Well, what happened was the original cooler here was made out of plastic, and it broke internally, and it allowed the oil to leak into the cooling system. So now we're systematically changing everything out after fixing the oil cooler, and so that's the reason for doing this, the thermostat housing. I wanted to share that with you, because if you saw the gook everywhere. So now that you got the thermostat off, you can go ahead and put the new one on in place. And go ahead and bolt the two Torx down. Okay, now that you got the new thermostat attached to the block, you can go ahead and put the two hoses on here and put the clamps back on. And then also plug in the electrical connector. Okay, now that you got these hoses on, you can take the upper hose here, put your clip back in it, put it on, and then push the clip down and give it a tug. And then after that, you can put this snorkel boot back in, and then if any coolant fell into the thing, wipe it out and drain it out, get it out of the snorkel before you put your air duct back on. So now that you got it all back together, we need to fill up the coolant bottle reservoir, and what I like to do is take out the bleeder screw here, take it completely out, and fill it all the way up until it overflows. And then what we're going to do is we're going to suck it out until after it overflows completely. We'll put the bleeder screw back in, and we'll remove some of the coolant until it's to the max mark right here on the bottle. So I like to fill it until it's overflowing from both bottles, and also open the bleeder screw here on the lower hose. Once it's running out, go ahead and close it up like so. And then you put the bleeder screw back in this one here after it starts all the bubbles stop coming out. And then like I said, remove some of the coolant until it gets down to the full mark here. And that's it. That's how you bleed the air out of the cooling system. Now after that, what I like to do is clean everything off with some water and wash it all off. And then after that's all washed off, then I'll lift it back up and put the shield, lower shield back on. And that's how you replace the thermostat housing on a 2012 BMW 528. I'm Brian Eslick from How To Automotive. I'd like to thank you for watching my videos, and as always, it's my pleasure.